Okay, September is well underway and so is Fishy Business. Welcome everyone to the weekly update. I'm Chuck Mayer, your host, and shortly we will be going through the store and seeing all the new stuff that came in. Right now, just want to bring up a couple of things. The giveaway for the month, if you were not listening or paying attention in the last video, is a free visit from me. We're going to do a custom service visit anywhere in South Carolina. It may be me, Mike, or Andrew, or a combination of all three, or two of us, however you need it. But if you need your fish tank worked on, cleaned up, you just want some consulting advice or whatever, that is the giveaway for the month. There's a couple other things coming your way really soon, but we have a lot of major things to talk about, and we will get on that right now. Okay, if you're ready to spruce up any particular part of a room, maybe the kids' room with a little psychedelic, or looking for a really cool birthday gift, the Marina Igloo aquarium kit could be perfect. It's a 20-gallon tank that basically comes with everything you need for a quote-unquote glow look to the aquarium. It contains all your filtration, it contains a little self-help guide, but we here at Fishy Business can also be your help, and we've got a lot of other types of components you can use to decorate it. All in all, it's an enclosed, very simple to take care of aquarium that is really cool and would make a great little birthday gift or just a gift in general for somebody that you love. You heard me talk about them last week, and today they came in. We got in the new Biocubes. If you weren't paying attention last week, all the Biocubes, which is the easiest beginner saltwater setup that you can buy, are all on sale right now for $249.99. That is the special we've got on them. You can't find them cheaper anywhere else, and we've got them in stock right now. This is a great way to enter saltwater. They work well for freshwater too, but if you want an enclosed, inexpensive way to get your feet wet, so to speak, with saltwater, you'd be hard-pressed to do better than the Biocube. Okay, as I mentioned last week, the Red Sea tanks, every single one of them right now we are adding free lights to. And those are the really nice Red Sea lights. So for instance, the 750 XXL reefer comes with $900 worth of free lights. Nobody that I'm aware of has any kind of promotion like that. We will have it until they're sold. We have a couple versions of each, but this is the strongest discount I can ever remember in 30 years of us having on any one fish tank. Pretty incredible, and the best way to start any type of reef keeping with a really cool reef tank. We've got these new fade resistant colors from Aqualife. These are great plastic plants. I'm not a huge proponent of that. I love the live plants and the natural look. But if you want something to spruce up the aquarium with the most realistic looking live plants, these would be for you. Okay, so as promised, let's go look at the fish. Okay, so you want some big showy cichlids, we got them this week, and that's the first part of what we're gonna go over. These are the Malawai hawk pair. Check them out. I mean, they when they turn, they do look like the front of a hawk. Really cool. Kara has given them obviously the name Bonnie and Clyde. So a really cool pair of fish. More in the large cichlid variety just came in this week. Polystigmas, venustus, empress, zebras, all really, really cool African cichlids. Where would any cichlid video be without showing some peacocks? And all of these guys seem to want or like the camera anyway. They're all approaching, they all look great, lots of different color morphs here. This is also part of a collection of cichlids that we bought. These didn't just come from a breeder. These actually came from a person who raised them that we got over the weekend. So not only are they beautiful, well kept, well fed, they are proven. Kara is notorious for personalizing fish, and this we have is Bob and Linda. To the scientific community, they are known as Salvini. These are some South American cichlids, but to us here at Fishy Business, we're looking for a home for Bob and Linda. It's only been recently that we've had the Pandagaras in stock, specifically because of a customer request. And what's so cool this week is that we got some that are about twice the size of normal Pandagaras. They're not super expensive, but they are cool. They're one of the best community and semi-aggressive algae eaters. They're great for any type of tank. They've got cool color, cool patterns on them, And as you can see, they're voracious. Turquoise rainbows. Every time people come in, they take a look at the large 300-gallon tank and they want the fish that are in there. Well, these are that version of that fish, just very young. These are turquoise rainbows. They're one of my favorite rainbows. They color an electric blue. They get a lot bigger than they are. They can work in a community tank. They can work in a semi-aggressive tank. They're probably one of the most versatile freshwater fish. They are a river fish from Australia. They are beautiful, and we've got a great selection of them that are on the borderline of truly coloring up, but they're already showing great colors. So if you want some cool rainbows, now is the time. These are the size. Come get them. Glowfin sharks. I have not seen these as of yet. Maybe they've been around for a while and just have evaded my eye, but they didn't today. All I can tell you is they're very different than some of the other sharks we've had. Great fish for a community tank, great fish for semi-aggressive, but glowfin sharks came in today. Giant Danios are back in stock. These are a great busy fish. They'll stay on the surface of the water to about midway. They're great in semi-aggressive tanks where you have lots of barbs and you want a lot of activity. All they do is swim back and forth. They put on a pretty good show. They've got some decent color as well. There's blues and yellows in the center body. They can get a little bit more size than what you see right now, as they are a quote-unquote giant Danio. But they are a great fish. They're very inexpensive, and you can make a really cool school out of them in a fairly large tank. They look really great, and we got them. Want a little bit different looking convict? The polar blues we have shown on the video a couple of times, but they're around and about this week. They've got really good size, very rounded body style, very thick and chunky, but a really cool play on the normal convict. Firemouths came in this week. They look really good. They're already starting to color up right under the gill line. They grow, they get great size. If you've got a South American, Central American tank, these are a good tank mate. They are aggressive, so it really does depend on how you add them to the tank, but really cool nonetheless. Okay, another cool community fish that just came in were the black phantom tetras. Love these fish because of the high arc on the dorsal fin. These are very young. They're very hardy. They're a great first fish if you're trying to cycle or break in a tank. They're just a good overall community fish you can easily school and then have a really cool wow factor against all the other different colors you'll find with community fish. Okay, with saltwater this week, Labor Day kind of threw everything off a bit. So we did get in one shipment, but it's the lesser of the two shipments. So I'm gonna go over what saltwater did come in today, and then we're gonna talk tomorrow, actually via Facebook, on what new saltwater fish came in tomorrow. So stay tuned because the bulk of it's coming tomorrow. So one of my favorite fish, the Dusky Jaw Fish. Very cool burrowing, low water, kind of in the sand fish in saltwater. Lots of personality. Definitely will show off if you move anywhere in his vicinity. Very, very cool fish, but easy on as far as the tank mates are concerned. So very, very cool fish to start off the saltwater round. A very reindeer looking fish. The dragon wrasse is a very cool fish. It's good in almost any type of community tank. It will sometimes mess with small invertebrates as it gets big, but usually at this size, it pretty much leaves things alone. It looks for most of its food in the sand, as you can watch him kind of pick. It has a very erratic swimming pattern. It kind of goes back and forth as it moves in kind of a figure-8 pattern around the tank. It's a very cool conversation piece and a very cool saltwater fish. Black Volatan lionfish, probably one of the prettiest, most ornate fish in all of saltwater. Everybody wants one, not everybody can necessarily have one, but what a great fish it is. If you've got an aggressive tank or have a tank with fairly large fish, it's an opportunistic predator. It's not going to harass anything, but it will swallow anything it can get its mouth around, and its mouth will open up about twice the size of what you can visually see. So very cool fish. Right next to it you can see the niger trigger coming into view. This also is a beautiful, beautiful fish. It's one of the lesser aggressive fish in saltwater. I know some of you have probably had one that was really mean, but that's pretty abnormal. I wouldn't recommend it for an invertebrate tank or in a reef tank, as there are better triggers for that, but a very, very cool fish nonetheless. One of the most beautiful sailfin tangs, if not one of the most beautiful tangs in the ocean, the desjardini from the Red Sea. This is an absolutely spot-on, tough as nails saltwater fish. It's extremely hardy. It's definitely one of my top 5 saltwater fish to start a fish tank with. It does well in so many different types of situations. You can keep one in an aggressive tank. You can keep one in the most community tank that you have. This one is already not really hiding very much. It's a great, great fish. One of the coolest fish you can have, another one of my top 5 fish. It is a super fish for a lot of different reasons. It's very hardy. It does have an erratic behavior sometimes in a fish tank, darting around the tank at supersonic speed. And the top 3 dorsal spines are venomous, but it is a very peaceful fish. It'll go in just about any kind of application. It's a great reef fish. It's a great aggressive tank fish. It's good in so many different ways. The ornate wrasse, a beautiful wrasse. It mimics the Christmas wrasse in a lot of its colors. Really beautiful. Iridescent greens and yellows on a red body that's not super red. Oh, you just saw it disappear. That's what chorus wrasses love to do the most. Great fish for a community saltwater tank. For any of those of you that are looking to control the aptasia in your tank, the copper band butterfly is a great butterfly for that. We're not huge proponents of butterflies here at Fishy Business, but one of the ones you might have success with are the copper bands and the raccoons. A copper band can be a great reef fish if it settles in and starts eating regular food. That is always the trick, but we have some great foods, including the new reef caviar, frozen food that just came in this past month. It is a great food that a lot of times these difficult to feed fish will gravitate toward. But the copper band butterfly, probably one of the most beautiful fish in saltwater. Probably the most colorful fish in all of saltwater and one of my personal favorites. These are massive sized mandarin dragonettes that came in this week. It's funny because from week to week, either you can't get them at all or you just get an absolute massive fish arbitrarily and you don't even realize you can get them. This is a great fish, very abnormal to get them quite this big, but what a display it makes in a reef tank. They do need to be fed live foods or live copepods, and we can teach you all how to cull them and to do them in a saltwater tank. But what an amazing fish this is. Okay, so the guys behind me, Hayden and Andrew, are working feverishly to get the tanks ready for all the new saltwater that's coming in. As I said, Gracie will have that shipment midday tomorrow, so you want to look for that, I'd say somewhere late Thursday afternoon or on a Friday post. I think that's really it this week. Come see us this weekend. We've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of availability. It's very good this time of year, right up till you get right before Christmas. So come see us. Have a great week. God bless, and we'll see you next week.